I had the opportunity to meet up with Sam Rockwell about 3.5 years ago with a different film that I wanted to make with him. And he loved the script, but wanted to play a different character than the one I was hoping he would play. So we met up to try and convince each other, and that didn't work out, but we got on very well. And we just started talking about the kinds of sort of roles as an actor he wanted to play, and the kinds of films we both loved. And there was this period of science fiction films in the late 70s and early 80s that we both sort of loved. And films like Outland and Silent Running and Ridley Scott's Alien, about sort of blue-collar working people in space. And we both said it would be fantastic to do something like that. So I left that meeting and decided to write a film like that for Sam, and that's how it all started.
Lunar Industries remains the #1 provider of clean energy worldwide due to the hard work of people like you.
I think in a lot of ways it was probably more ambitious than we, than a normal first feature film. It was science fiction, and there was an awful lot of technical challenges in pulling off the special effects that we used. But I have a background in commercials, so I felt fairly comfortable on the technical side. And I knew that if I was going to make a first feature film, I wanted to make something that really kind of stood out from the rest of the films that were out there. And fortunately, I think Moon really is quite unique in that respect. Moon was made for just under $5 million US, and it has nearly 450 special effects shots in it. There's a combination of model miniatures work and computer generated imagery, and then a lot of practical in-camera effects. So there really were a whole host of skills that were necessary in order to pull it off. And again, for the time and money we had, that was really where the challenge was. Moon was always designed to be very sort of character-centric and about very human, elements of human nature. And I think for me, the whole idea of having the opportunity to meet yourself from a different period in your own life is really interesting, because I know that I personally was a very different person when I was younger than I am now. The lunar landscape was very much based on this book of lunar photography by Michael Light. The interior was sort of an amalgam of things that we remembered and loved from older science fiction films. So there are elements of 2001, obviously. There is a lot of elements from Outland, and from bits and pieces here from Silent Running. We sort of really wanted to pay homage to these older films. I had the opportunity to talk to 3 different astronauts at different times again after the film was finished. And one of the things that they did mention is that they felt that the sort of work-a-day kind of atmosphere, what you do on a day-to-day basis, felt pretty accurate as far as just the repetition and the sort of the jobs that you actually end up doing on the moon, and not always the most, it's not the most exciting work a lot of the time. It's been amazing. I mean, I am kind of getting to the point now where I really, really want the DVD and the Blu-ray to be out for people to see it, and maybe not have to push so hard on the theatrical anymore. So it's nice that we're sort of reaching that transition point now. I was sort of very hopeful. I mean, we'd all put in blood, sweat and tears to make the film, and we all knew that it was incredibly ambitious and that we'd managed to achieve something quite special.